Digital is no longer something of a fad, but rather it is the norm today. With digital trends changing by the second and a myriad of choices available for the end user, the world is at the crossroads of a digital explosion. It is estimated that there are 2.9 billion internet users and approximately 1.9 billion smartphone users in the world today. With the digital landscape that vast, it is imperative for companies to recognize this digital transformation and move hand in hand with it. Spotting this trend very early on was Arun Jain, Chairman and Managing Director of Intellect Design Arena, who founded a one-of-a-kind financial technology design center.
Digital was there from last 40-50 years, I think. When computer came into first, silicon was invented. That is the time digital age started, when 01 started happening. But then it becomes a computer age. And in last 10 years, as soon as we get digital in hand of the consumer, that becomes the digital age. When I have an iPad on my hand, I have a smartphone in my hand, I'm transferring the information or intelligence on my device. Now that becomes a digital age. So I define the digital age when it's a omni-channel experience to the consumer, where even an auto driver has a smartphone and he's using it, then it becomes a digital age.
And if you talk specifically about Intellect, when is it that Intellect spotted this transformation?
We spotted, I think, sometime in 2010 when iPad was released in February. And I suddenly realized what is the need of a laptop, which was such a big innovation in 90s, what it cannot do. So I said that it can be a very useful device for my salespeople to take to the presenter, because they don't have to carry the big machine and they can carry the. But then I further extended that if my salespeople can use, then it can be used by everybody, industry salespeople. When it can come to every consumer, then suddenly it struck me that this is a point of arrival of something which is very differently changing in the marketplace. And that's the time I just bought 10 iPads, given to all my 10 salespeople in US on the same day. Then please start using it. Let's see what will come out. So I was not too sure that such a big thing will happen, but we spotted that opportunity in 2010.
So clearly iPads was one innovation come design together. So how do you think their design thinking has really made a difference?
The purpose of design thinking, when we say how the market becomes simplified, is if I go back to the first order innovations, that's the place where the design thinking comes to picture. Because design thinking always thinks from first order and then move to second order, then move to third order. When normally I design a product, I design from the current state, which may be level third state, or it may be fourth state or fifth state. And then I start putting the things together or wiring the things together around it. And that's where the efficiency which can come in a first order will not be visible when it is done at third level or fourth level or fifth level. So a lot of problem solving which is happening for the financial industry worldwide is happening at either a stage level, order level 3 or order level 4 or level 5. We are trying to wire it. At intellect level, we thought of it that it has to be done at a order level 1. So if I have to simplify the branch, I need to simplify what are the 20 services a branch provides to the end consumer like me. So I have to look for me, but when I went back to my core banking product, there was 400 screens which is there. So if there are 400 screens there and I have only 20 services, something wrong somewhere. Because the innovations have, over the last 40 years, each time each manager has contributed to those innovations, has added 20 screens to 400 screens. So just as soon as we got into first order of services, we found a huge value getting created in getting across what banks wants to offer to the customer or bank wants to offer to its prospect. So that's how the whole design thinking plays a key role in complexity reduction of large financial institutions across the world.
Can you take us to the levels of design thinking?
So there are 4 stages. Inspiration, moving to understanding the customer better by observing patterns, then connecting the dots, and 4th stage is unearthing the blind spots. These are 4 levels. And then I have to apply this to the desirability of the human desirability with the technology feasibility and business viability. So I need to connect these 4 spaces. Once I do it, I go back to Stanford model of IDEO model of desirability, feasibility, and business viability, where what product I'm choosing in intellect, whether it's viable or not. at what price point I can give it, what performance can I give it. From there, I move to the business design space. In business design space, I say, what is a mystery in the marketplace? How that mystery I can convert into heuristics, and how do I convert into algorithm? So when I select a product, so first step is I do 4 levels of design, then I go to the business viability, and third I go into the third design of business design, where I go identify a mystery, heuristic, and then convert into algorithm. So that's the 3 vertical pillars of design and 4 levels of design.
You talk about design and finance together. That's really not something most people will think about. But you're the one. You've brought this here, and then it's the only center in the whole world. Please take us through that interesting journey.
We started this journey from how to make the human mind go to the first order thinking process. We built up a program called Unmukt, which is based on that how do we prepare the design mind. Once we prepare the design mind, I started doing the workshops to think that any problem of financial technology, first you need to learn how to observe patterns in the nature, you need to observe patterns in the business, and you need to observe pattern how customer is using that services from the bank. As soon as you have an observation skill which is not biased, which is not judgmental, then only you can observe the pattern and connect the dots more effectively. So from 2008 to 2010 or 2011, we were conducting these workshops called Unmukt workshops. That time we realized that impact of that workshops are improving by 30%, but if you want to improve my intellect to 3,000 people, then I need to prepare 3,000 minds to think differently. And that's we came out with the idea that we need a physical space besides framework. So first space has given us a ability to create frameworks, ability to simplify the problem statement. But third thing was application of it, where everybody as a developer, as an engineer, as a salesperson, as a corporate service provider should think design way. And that's where we need to come out with a space where inspiration can come in, and inspiration can lead to the different thinking shift can happen. And that thinking shift is a place where we design center over here. It took almost 18 months for us to design this center, for designing design center itself, not physically doing it. Physical doing was 9 months, but first 18 months we didn't know what to do. As you rightly said, design is never applied in finance. So when I invited a lot of people as a designers to show us that I want to create this 30,000 square feet center, they brought in conventional design thinking. Over here we are connecting finance, technology and design. 3 things we are connecting.
The 8012 FT Design Center, christened after the geographic coordinates of the first center in Chennai, is spread over 30,000 square feet. This design center, exclusively dedicated to financial technology, is divided into zones where the digital transformation takes place. The Pi space in the 8012 FT Design Center is where it all begins. This is where the customers are first introduced to the concept and importance of design thinking.
Pi space has got so many innovative elements. It starts with pure design immersion by delving deep into what design is all about. What are the best examples of design that we see around in our everyday lives? Then we start looking at connecting business, technology and operations. We start understanding complexities that currently constrain pure design thinking. We then look at role models for design thinking in the business area, in the technology area, in the operations area. Then we start looking at patterns of design that we encounter in our chosen vertical, which is consumer banking, corporate banking, risk and treasury, insurance, and we start looking at how to connect business design patterns with technology design patterns. Above all, my personal favorite in the Pi space is the area called Unmukt, which means unleashing one's potential. This is entirely about the chemistry of the design team. Because what we see in design thinking is we need diverse set of people coming together and collaborating. We need diverse set of thoughts and ideas and alignment in a diverse team. This Unmukt area is all about the chemistry that is fundamental to design thinking.
To tackle the complexities in the business, the Design Center has 7 labs known as Co-Paris. The Co-Paris framework is what gives customers the final digital edge.
After this, we move to the actual design space, which has got 7 labs of each dimension of design for solution perspective, like customer experience, how it will help operational, how you wire with the operations, how you wire with the technology, how you wire with the decision making, how you wire with the risk, how you wire with the integration, and how you wire with the security. So there are 7 solution elements. So we have 7 research labs in the design center where 20 engineers are researching on it.
The 8012 Financial Technology Design Center integrates the 3 aspects of design for business, technology, and operations, thus giving a single view for all.
The business space is primarily focused around how do you communicate information to the business stakeholders for any company. That involves presenting information in a way that the business user is able to understand. And so we have a format of 9-screen video wall, which allows us to communicate information and the software together side by side in the same scenario. The technology space is where we have devices where all our software is tested on various sets of devices, ranging from smartphones to wearables to Google Glass and so on. In the technology space also, we encourage our teams to use paper, where they're able to see a complex flowchart or a complex architecture designed on paper, where they can look at all the gaps, they can spot the gaps and unearth blind spots. The operational head of a bank is a very challenging role. The operational head has to deal with issues related to customers and employees as well. In the operations space, that is where the rubber meets the road. Our employees play the roles of the end users and therefore test the software as if they were the operational users of the particular bank. That makes acceptance of the software by the banks much easier. Additionally, one of the largest banks, their CIO was here, and he made the point that all of his users, the operational users, will be coming here to work with us to test the software alongside our employees as well, resulting in a faster rollout for the bank.
At Omega, facilitated design sessions challenge all limiting beliefs. This collaborative workspace also enables cross-functional business units to try different permutations and combinations to engineer solutions. This is further aided by the specially designed tables that can be changed according to the size of the team. The D1 and D2 rooms in the 8012 FT Center allow the financial institutions to book facilities for custom-built applications design and enhanced training.
Customer workshops happen in a design room called Omega. We follow the design process. The design process is a 5-step process. First step is defining the problem clearly. The second step is, once you define the problem, what are the different ways to solve the problem? At this point, no constraints are applied. The third step is convergence, where once you define all the ways to solve the problem, now constraints come in, and you define based on all the choices which ones will you finally use to solve the problem. So at this point in time, about 80% of the choices are reduced and cut. The fourth step is prototype. Let's say you had 3 choices, you prototype those 3 choices, and then finally you communicate.
The success of the 8012 FT Design Center can be attributed to applying principles of the center on ground, making their clients a happy lot.
The Design Center is a space where our clients and our technologists can spend some time together and collaborate. To me, collaboration equals great partnership, great solutions. When you work together, it allows people to feel like they're part of the solution. In our industry, many of our clients have their own internal IT teams that can build these products. By allowing them to work with us and design products they feel like they're part of the solution, and we can work more closely together and overcome some of maybe the issues that may come up around a table in their office. When you're at the design center, it's a space that allows them to work more collaboratively.
We're using the design center as a unique way to engage with our customers, bringing customers into an environment where they can share their thoughts and ideas, share their strategies, share their challenges with us. And for us to use methodologies and design thinking to understand those requirements, understand those challenges, and then work with the bank to create and adopt new solutions, new ways of meeting those demands. We're looking at the design center, or using the design center in a way that enables us to connect the business of the bank, the technology of the bank, the operations of the bank together more cohesively, and help those banks create an integrated approach to the way they're looking at the challenges and the demands. And then the design center is there to help us apply innovation to the way that we're thinking, the way that we're building, the way that we're developing.
We are not using it as a mass product over here. We are using select customer base which we have, because this kind of a thing cannot be used for hundreds of customers. We select few customers, we bring them here, because it's an intense exercise for bringing their team and our team on the same page. And over the last 2 years of its inauguration, we have almost 50 customers who have benefited from the workshop we have conducted on this. The kind of a blind spot customer had, the kind of a new insights he could able to get on the product, the way we simplified the product. Our simplification is so much that we cut our own legs, because our maintenance revenues are lowest, because once you design a perfect design, you don't receive a change request.
What are the products that you offer?
Complete digital space. We call it Digital 360. We define Digital 360 as digital out, which is touching the customer, and digital in, which is all around creating operational efficiency for the banks. The cost of technology in European or American bank, which are advanced banks, which have not modernized their technology, they are running 5 generations of technology, great-grandfather to grandfather to those technologies. Their cost per customer is as high as $100 per customer per year to service a savings bank account or current bank account, while that cost is as low as $5 in some of the newer economies which are being running over there. So we offer complete digital range of product in the 3 spaces: consumer banking space, in capital market space, in global transaction banking space. And 4th space, which is insurance as a business, is a 4th space which is there. So these are the range of products. We have a complete range of product which connects end customer using any device. They can use mobile, they can use tablet. So all the products are omni-channel. All the products are wired up to the last stage in the operations, where if there is a relationship, all the fee structures, all the rate structures are embedded into all the products.
If we talk about this center tackling the digital phenomenon, tackling something as big as digital, do you think we're ready? If we are, how is it?
We started investing into this technology in 2010, as I mentioned. So we set up 2 teams, one research team, one to look at it, how we can bring one technology which is business-enabled technologies rather than a technology-enabled technologies. And these 2 technology which we call Canvas technology and Hub technology. Canvas technology for customer experience and or customer engagement, and Hub technology for operational excellence. These technology becomes a backbone where we built a lot of products on the top of it. So the intellect customer which are going to come up over here, first of all, we are ready, because we are ready at 2013, we were ready, and we went with this technology to marketplace. We sold this technology in American customers, Canadian customers, UK customers. All the 4 UK customers are our customers. Out of 3 out of 5 banks in Canada are our customers. In US, a lot of people are using our technologies. Australia, we are using. So we tested out this technology that they are cutting edge. They are accepted by the architects. It goes through the rigor of architect testing, and once that has been accepted, now it's a question of rolling out, and that's how the intellect design arena has come in with a full enthusiasm. That what we have built up these products over here in this place is phenomenally superior than any other product which are existing in the marketplace. And in financial market space, the advantage what we have is there are very few investment a large company has made up in the world.
How is it that intellect prepares the design mind?
I think that's a A lot of research has happened in the Western world on design thinking. Stanford is a leading example, who is inspiration to me on design thinking. So it expects certain things to be built into the human mind. But my question was that if there are only few designers who can design the software products or technology product, then when actual product gets done by the engineers, where the role engineers has in design thinking? Because he is doing the actual work. The person who is designing end product is only the presentation layer, but inside engine is sitting below the presentation layer. So that inside engine needs to prepare everybody, the design mind. I find the design has got 5 elements which enables a design, which is around you have a right skills, right expertise, right perspective, right ideas, and you align them together. But there are 5 elements which holds back the design, where large corporates are not as agile as new startup companies are. Silicon Valley company can design better than a European companies are designing today. Why? Somewhere there is a layer on the design which is emotional layer along with a skill layer. So I have to connect and address the emotional layer when the teams are working together. Emotional layer has got 5 frictions are there. One friction is around doubt. Second friction is around conflict. Then there is a temperament too. During the life cycle of when you are designing something new, you may have some failures may be there. How to hold you back your anger during the failure of time. Then there is a fear of failure in the marketplace because you don't know what you don't know, because design means you are doing something new in the marketplace and you don't know what you don't know. There is a fear of unknown which is there. And then the final thing is, how do you manage the egos of the various people? Because I know it all is a syndrome, goes with the experience.
Innovation is part of the company's DNA. One such path-breaking innovation by Intellect Design Arena is Robin.
Robin is our visualization of a bank outside the branch. It has over 17 devices, it has 5 modes of communication, and it enables some of the most complex scenarios. Let's take a couple of scenarios. One of the scenarios, you as a customer have lost your ATM card, and now you find out in your mall your pocket has been picked. What happens? You can go to Robin, you can log in to the retail bank software, and then you'll be able to cancel your current card and get a new ATM card printed as well. And if you want to change your photograph, sure, you can do that as well. Robin will take a photograph of you and then give you a new ATM card right then there on the spot. A second scenario is a business correspondent. Today, a business correspondent actually enables financial inclusion when the business correspondent goes to the villages to get people to get them bank accounts and ATM cards. Now with Robin can travel to a remote location and then take all the information, the biometric information and so on, and take the photographs, the biometric information and all the other information required, and create an account in a matter of minutes and give it back to the customer with an ATM card. This process with the business correspondent usually would take 2 to 4 weeks, and now it will take less than in a few minutes.
Design thinking is vitally important for companies today. A unique design of functioning is what differentiates any organization from the others. In the case of Intellect, design thinking is the absolute end-to-end approach, hence is the core focus of the organization. The only question is, like other philosophies, will design thinking be subject to a shelf life too?
Design thinking doesn't have a shelf life. Design thinking is a way of life. I apply design thinking in my home. My administration person apply in his the way the administration is done. So design thinking is fundamental, simplifying the life. Go to the first order thinking rather than third level thinking or a fourth order thinking. So it doesn't have a shelf life. If you have design thinking, we'll find some new products to be coming up in next 5 years, next 10 years, next 20 years. Once the basic DNA becomes design thinking DNA of the corporation, I think the problems of the human being will be different, solution will be different. That will shift, but fundamental design thinking says, can you spot the right problem? Can you solve in the right way? If these two things are there, human will always come out with some problem which needs solution, and design thinking will be the way to solve it.